That'll work. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Cards of the Heart, and this is the Tetris Attack Very Hard Speedrun Tournament brought to you by Puzzle General. Bit of a late night affair going on as we reach the deadline for the end of Losers Round 2, but we are finally going to get this last match in between the 9 seed ilikebeingsmart and the 16 seed Technickle. Joining me for this hot late night puzzle action is Demolition Derby. How's it going, Dev?
Hello, it's going well. How are you doing, man?
It's a bit of a late night, but we'll certainly get through this. And I must say, Nicole, ilikebeingsmart, is definitely playing on another level right now. She's setting PBs in tournament matches, and she got a PB late last night, actually. So she's.
I was actually racing with her last night, and she ended up beating Forky twice during the races and PBing twice. It was really impressive.
Yeah, you can tell she is. You can tell she is on the top of her game. I just wonder if Technical will be able to rise up to this challenge if she's going as far as to take down the number 4 seed in this tournament in races. Jeesh.
It's going to be a good one. I haven't seen Technical play too much, but I'm expecting good things. So I'm excited to see this happen. And the more exciting thing is seeing who I'm going to be playing in the next losers round, because I'm playing the winner of this match.
That is correct. Let me pull up the brackets to verify this. Here is the matchup in the losers bracket, and indeed the winner of this match will be playing our own Demolition Derby. So that will be definitely something interesting to see. All right, I think without further dilly-dallying, we can get this garbage stacking game underway. Let me sick the runners on to this race. And as soon as stream delay can catch up, we can get this garbage stacking game underway. Yes, it really is at the end of the day a garbage stacking game. You use your combos and chains to make garbage to send over to your opponents, and you just have to stack that garbage as efficiently as you can. Let's see how these two tackle this opening play. Nicole coming up with a decent 4-chain to start. Gonna need a little bit of follow-up too.
Ooh, and Technical actually getting the 15 right off the bat.
Woo! Woo! Bunch of combos spam there. Definitely a decent way of going about it, and you take those 15s however you can. And he is jumping out to a very quick lead in this match, but as anyone that's been looking at this tournament knows, you cannot count anyone out at any point in this mode whatsoever.
This game has a very interesting way of turning on you in the worst ways and the best ways. So yes. We'll see how long this lead can keep up.
Yeah, Nicole finally getting out of Lakitu with a 47. So more than 30-second lead for Technical as he begins to struggle here with this Bumpty trying to fill the stack. You definitely do not want to be in the position that Nick is in right now, trying to get your opponent's stack filled, because they're gonna be able to make combos and chains while you try to make combos and chains. So there's a sliding scale of a garbage you need to send to fill the stack, and this match has started to even up. Technical with, I think that was a 43-second Bumpty, 21 from Nicole, and she is right back in this.
Yep, to close the gap right away. So another thing with this mode is consistency, and if if you're getting the one-off 15s, but you can't back it up with 15s in other stages, as we saw right there with Nicole's 18 against Poochie, you can only go so far. So also, it looks like Technickle's timer is just a little odd.
He must have reset it at some point. I made sure to sync these streams to the countdown at the beginning of the first stage, so it should be fine from our end, but the timers are going to look a little off. And Nicole coming up with a pretty decent looking first chain to start off. That should be enough to fill Wiggler's stack. And oh, Nick playing a little with fire there as his stack was near the top of the screen. You get a stop timer for the combos and chains you make. It stops the stack from rising for a little bit of time, but near the top of the screen you don't get that many favors, so you always have to sweat it a little bit when that happens. And Nicole getting by Wiggler with the 28, Nick not far behind with the 37. And looks like Nicole's going to start here with a 5 chain with a decent stammering of combos, but that's not going to be enough to fill the stack, so follow-up is going to be needed, and the follow-up is good enough for a 21. You definitely take those kinds of times in this mode. You really most people will be happy with just about anything under 30 seconds in this early game.
Yeah, definitely. Anything under 30, even anything under 30 is good. Anything under 25 to 20 is great, and those are the times you hope for. And
anything below that is basically luck based, because these opponents ultimately have the final say in how fast these stages could go. And a 6 chain from Nicole to start off here. Looked like a follow up, so this is going to put her in a very good spot as soon as Blarg stops clearing garbage, which will take a little while. Yeah, this is the unfortunate thing about this game, where waiting for garbage to convert is one of your biggest sources of time loss. And Nick making up some ground.
Yeah, with a very good looking, almost a force kill there. Blarg didn't really have many blocks to go on, and he ended up filling up his stack with what looked like 4 combos and 2 chains, which is a very interesting choice of garbage, but combo spam is real sometimes, and you just gotta take what you can get, so it works.
So yeah, I haven't been able to pay that much close attention to what these players are doing at this moment. Dev, are you seeing something particular in these players' play styles that is leading to their successes in these stages?
So Nicole looks like she's very chain heavy, and which is actually a very good thing, because that's coming from her experience with Pokemon Puzzle League, where you kind of set up chains and combos similar to it's what she looks like she's doing, setting them up similar to how she would in Pokemon Puzzle League. Nick is doing something similar. Doesn't quite look like Pokemon Puzzle League strats, but it's definitely coming from playing this game enough. So he looks like he's basically going for easy to reach combos and chains, which is a very good strat. That's my preferred strat, is not to work too hard for your chains. Try to take the ones that are already almost set up for you.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair point. I do find though that you want to. I do find myself personally working a little bit for, especially the combos I want to make during my chains. You want to strike a balance in combos and chains you send for maximum efficiency. And Nicole with a very nice looking kill of Raphael there at 31 seconds, taking advantage of the fact that these opponents will scan from the top of the screen down to look for their matches. So that's one of the reasons you like to send a bunch of combos during your chains. That way, even if the opponent clears some of the garbage, the top the top garbage blocks will turn into normal panels, and the opponent will try to reach for them, but most of the time they'll just run out of time.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to keep in mind when you're doing this game, and you're absolutely right with the balance of combos and chains. It's almost the key of winning this game specifically, going fast in this game anyway.
Ooh, little scrambling from Nick there in the late stages of this Raphael fight, nearly running out of space on his side, but he's able to get some means of clearing, and Nicole's hook bill finally runs out of stop time, so she is seeing some of the worst in this cave with a 49 hook bill. The cave is particularly notable because all these opponents will actively look for chains in this area of the game. The earlier opponents don't necessarily set those up, so these stages can take a considerably lot longer than the earlier game, just on that fact alone.
It's also very interesting with some of these late game AIs how the early ones tend to flatten in a very slow manner and then maybe raise, but they also might not raise. They might see a clear right away and just kind of go for it and do their match threes. These late game AIs will kind of set stuff up as they're raising their chain really aggressively. So to counteract that, you want to send, very fast combos and chains right off the gate, and then immediately send up, let that drop, and then set up another smaller combo and chain for a follow-up to try and get some of these aggressive AIs to exploit their AI a little bit so that you can get a quicker kill.
Oh man, but bit unfortunate for Nick there, is that he struggled against Raphael for 2 minutes 37 seconds. So these opponents definitely put a number on you. Now let's see how Nicole handles this Kamek. His stack is not that high. Kamek clearing a little more than what he usually does. He's one of the most susceptible to being quick killed due to his tendency to raise the stack so high, but he's been clearing quite a bit, so Nicole's going to have to find a lot more opportunities to make up those combos and chains.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's one of those enemies that if you don't kill him quick, you're probably in for a long fight. He's one of the faster AIs in terms of making chains and combos, and as you can see watching Kamek's screen there, he's easily setting up some of these combos and chains.
Okay,
their cursors.
Now I understand what's going on with Nick's timer. It's only showing the seconds, not the minutes.
Oh.
That's just a little strange there. You had more on that?
No. I was kind of finishing up my thought.
Okay. Alright. Minute 19 for Nicole there, and she will move on to Bowser with a pretty comfortable lead, as Nick just barely finding a way out of the predicament that Hookbill has put him under.
And Hookbill finally ends up taking him out.
Oof.
And it's unfortunate, especially after 1 minute and 51 seconds. That's not when you want to lose. Because now you got to go through it all over again.
Yes. Losses in this, especially in this area of the game, will be particularly punishing. And hey,
wow!
Hey, Ares can get here finally from one of these races. Wow!
And Nicole ends up knocking Bowser out in 34. Very, very nice.
Solid 34 from Nicole there, and she will take this first race with a time of 11 minutes 30 seconds. Well done from her.
And Nick's still looking like he's having some trouble getting Hookbill's screen filled here. It's difficult if you're not used to playing with this much garbage. especially when the later AIs tend to drop it on you so frequently. It can kind of stress out relatively new players. But he manages to finally take out Hook Bill as he moves on to Piranha Plant here.
Alright, while we have this relative lull in the action, I get an opportunity to adjust this timer, because our stream barely changed it on me as this race was starting, but that will work just fine. But yeah, it looks like Nick is definitely facing his fair shake of struggles right now, and I'm hard pressed to think of a way where Nick is going to be able to find a way to come back in this match. It seems like the game is going to have to assist him heavily in order to steal a game in this match.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where in the earlier rounds, when the AI isn't really doing a whole lot, it looks like he's very comfortable with the garbage that does get sent. He also, as I see here, it looks like one of his primary strategies is to try and raise the stack as much as he can right off the bat, to try and get as many options as he can. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's too comfortable with having a stack that high with garbage on it, and a lot of these later AIs chain so early that it can put him in a frazzled state. But actually, a 20-second Kamek is very well done.
Very fortunate for Nick to have a combo garbage block all the way down on Kamek's screen there. That's not something that you could set up too reliably in this game, because when you make combos during a chain, the combo garbage falls on top of the chain garbage, so you kind of have to go out of your way with your setups to be able to create that situation.
Right.
Looks like Nick's Bowser may be a bit full right now, even though he just threw down a 5 chain. Sheesh. And it's not enough. Oh no, Nick! he's playing with fire a little bit with his stack so high. And he seems to be visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, unfortunately with Bowser, Bowser is very comfortable with having a stack that high, and as we've seen with some matches, Bowser can throw up a 13 chain with relative ease.
No kidding. Bowser's speed seems to be a bit unfair at times. But Nick is finding a way to make a comeback to ensure that Bowser's stack stays filled.
Uh-oh, it looks like he might have got force killed though.
Oh, Bowser is getting force killed too.
Oh, that was close.
Nick runs out of time first.
That was close.
Oh. Wow.
I've been in those situations too, where you kind of sit there and go, it's either him or me. Who's it gonna be? Unfortunately, he wasn't on the right side of that one.
Yeah. It did seem like it did look like Nick was panicking there at the end. If I ever found myself in that situation, I would try to make a more concerted effort to clear those last panels as late as I could. Try and delay the stop time whenever possible. If you get in a panic, you can easily rush that and limit the amount of time you have left.
It's always very important to... Oh, there goes Bowser. Very well done with a 36 to follow that up.
Ooh.
But as I was saying, it's very important, especially when you're playing these later stages, to not try and clear everything on your side. You want to try and end your chains a little bit earlier than your instinct tells you to, just to give yourself a clear for these gigantic blocks that the AI will drop on you. Because if you leave yourself with nothing, you're guaranteed to die.
Mm-hmm. There's also an offensive reason you don't want to send chains that are too big, because the larger garbage blocks will shake the screen violently when they fall. And if that screen is shaking, then the stack is not rising. The stop timer is not going up. So you want to try and minimize the amount of stop time your opponent has whenever possible. And avoiding that screen shake is one of the more subtle ways you have of being able to do that. So Nicole will be taking this early 1-0 lead over Technickle as we get into race number 2.
And one of the more interesting things I found on the screen shaking is in this game you're able to move around while the screen is shaking. So if you have blocks drop on you and your screen is shaking violently, you can still move and clear blocks. But if anyone's ever played the GameCube Panel de Pon, a very interesting thing about that game is if your screen is shaking, you're actually not able to move. The screen shakes and you're kind of stuck in place. So there's a little bit of an interesting difference between these games. They're the same game, but they have their subtle differences.
Yeah, I do appreciate. I am one of those people that can appreciate the little intricacies between the different game engines. It's just one of the reasons why I love playing this entire series, starting with the original Super Famicom Panel de Pon, which is just the Japanese version of this, but the AIs are faster, and the later AIs focus more on combos than chains. So that can be a different beast to tackle, even compared to this, which is why if you look at the speedrun.com leaderboards, I have the games listed in as separate games and not just separate categories, because they do play differently at the highest levels.
Absolutely. It's definitely, it was one of my favorite things learning about the different versions of this game when I first started speedrunning these was learning the subtle differences between the games, and most notably the example between Puzzle League and Tetris Attack with where the spare combo garbage falls when you drop an attack on the opponent. Just the little things like that is what I really loved about this game.
Yeah, and it's amazing how different these speedrun strategies can be for each game because of those intricacies. Like in Pokemon Puzzle League, for instance, the combo garbage falls first before the chain if you start your chain with a combo, and you want to try and manipulate a combo garbage block to fall very low on the opponent's side of the field to kill them. It's something. It's similar behavior to what Technickle was able to display in his Kamek stage, and that's
right.
Something you want to try to set up every single time in PPL. And it looks like we are about to get this next race underway. Nicole is on game point win, and she will move on to the next round. A loss for Technickle means he will be eliminated. And they're off.
Alright, Nicole wasting no time getting that combo chain out, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Combos were okay. The chain was a little short. Like I personally find the balance that works for me is a 5 chain and then 3 rows of combo garbage. It lets me take advantage of the little AI quirk that was alluded to earlier with with them scanning from the top of the screen. You can manipulate some somewhat easy kills that way. And as we get out of this first stage, Nick is the one with the early 5-second lead, a 23 for him and a 28 for Nicole. Let's see here. Nicole definitely putting up a rather impressive looking 6-chain at the start here. Putting together a little something else to follow up to make sure Bumpty's stack is full. Now Nick appears to be waiting for stop time to run out on him and 29 for Nick, 25 for Nicole. So this match continuing to stay close in the early going.
I'd say, judging by their timers, it looks like Nicole has about a 3-second lead. So it's still anyone's game at this point, once again.
Alright, looks like Nicole dropped a chain a little... Looks like Nick actually dropped a chain a little earlier than he would have liked. Nicole, on the other hand, having to send multiple chains to fill Poochie's stack here, while Nick's Poochie is still looking pretty healthy in terms of the space that he has. Nicole,
Nick with a 7-chain for a follow-up there.
Yeah, whatever it takes to fill the stack. That's the number one thing you gotta do. And Nicole did get through Poochie with a 27, I believe it was, and Nick gets through with a 47. Nice 6-chain from Nicole there to start, but the combos were a little short, so her follow-up will have to knock out Wiggler as soon as his stop time runs out. Nick, meanwhile, putting together a pretty good-looking 6-chain of his own. The combo garbage may not stack that well.
Ooh, just slightly short there. It looked good though. The chain really looked good.
Yeah. This is why the balance can be so critical in this game. Now let's check back in with Nicole as she goes to approach Mick Jaggerlips, as he is sometimes called in this community in Lunchfish. And the first chain appears to be a little short.
Or frog, I think you mean. We're not quite to Lunchfish yet.
I don't know why I want to get those confused. They're both aquatic. I can speak good. It's too late. I don't normally stream this late.
You are forgiven. Oh wow. So Nick with a 19 basically put him dead even with Nicole there.
Wow. It's just like that. One stage is all it takes for just about any swing of momentum to occur. Nicole getting the 40, Nick with the 19. That's definitely the kind of thing Nick needs to get back in this match. Nice chain building from Nicole here. She was thinking about it for the 7-chain there. Okay.
A 17. That's the man. I'm really liking these sub 20-second fights, and Nick not that far behind with a 23.
Yeah, almost a force kill from Nick there on the Blarg. These enemies don't tend to run out of panels that easily unless they've got garbage on top of them. So there's something to be said for just sending garbage as early as you can and try to fool these opponents into thinking they can deplete their entire stacks. Nicole here just gonna have to wait a little bit longer for the Lunchfish to die, and Nick will take advantage with a 16 and take the lead
in this second half
of the race. Wow. Wow. Cole finally getting through Lunchfish with a 35, but let's see how Nick handles Raphael's speed.
I feel like Nick knew what he did wrong in the last round here, and he's really trying to fix it.
He's playing with a little bit of fire with his stack near the top of the screen. I cannot help but get nervous of that every time I see it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, and that's why.
At least Nicole is putting together a solid chain effort. But Nick taking the death at Raphael in this may spell the end of his hopes to come back in this match, as Nicole will move on to the Cave of Wickedness with a 29, Raphael.
Yeah, and you definitely called it. Playing with fire, it's, you know, sometimes it works out. Sometimes your stack being that high gives you a lot of options, and then sometimes your stack gets that high and you can't see a thing. And it's happened to all of us, to where we kind of sit there for a second and go, uh-oh, I've got nothing.
At least the second time around, Nick got Raphael into stack lowering mode, and that leads to a relatively straightforward 22 for him. And I don't know, Nicole's hookbill is finding ways to clear garbage, though. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the really creative accidental clears from hookbill there.
Yeah, I swear that one was not set up on purpose. He was just trying to lower the stack to clear the garbage, and so many other things are.
And Nick with a 17 on hookbill.
Holy moly!
Pulling back into the lead.
Yeah, you can't. I kind of need to heed my own advice there. You cannot count anyone out.
No.
At any stage of this game. Oh, Cole finally getting through with a 106. But Nick all of a sudden is in prime position to try and take this game by the horns, but he dropped his first chain a little early. Tried a little slide there to manipulate an extra chain there, but just missed it. So he's gonna have to work a little bit to fill Piranha Plant's stack. Let's see how Nicole attacks him. Ooh, that one looked slick. I think that might be either frame perfect or very close to it, what she did there to get the extra chain. But wow, she got a 6.
Unfortunately, I missed it. I didn't see it. I do like seeing those frame perfect tricks though.
Well, you got 6 chain from that effort, but it's not enough now, as Nick did manage to get through with a 51. And Nicole just continues to wait for Piranha Plant to run out of stop time. And a chain, wow.
Jeez.
A chain off of the falling garbage. That does not happen with these opponents. They don't actively look for those. So whenever they get one, it's just completely luck based. All right.
Or unlucky based, depending on your perspective.
Wah, wah.
Nick needs to be really careful here with Kamek. He kind of wasted a lot of his stop time.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Oh. Nick, no. Oh, he plays. Jeez, he plays with these stacks so high, and then he's just not always comfortable with them when he gets to the top. It's
I saw him, because I kind of mentally count his stop time, and I saw him not making any combos or chains with it, and in my head I'm going, he's out of stop time, like, as of right now. Like, he doesn't have anything else.
Nicole was actually playing
Nicole with a
fire there, just barely finding an out-of-the-way match, and he manages to force kill Kamek with a 42.
And Nick, right before Kamek clears with a 28, so now they are literally both on Bowser. This match is coming down to Bowser.
Oh, it is amazing how random this game gets, how often the matches in this tournament have come down to Bowser. And like I said before, the speed of this stage almost seems unfair at times.
Oh no, Nicole! Wow,
Oh my goodness, that stack was really low. Sheesh. Oh, no punches are being pulled here.
There it is.
Wow, Bowser
There
ran
it
out of
is.
stop time. Nicole will take this match, send Technickle back to the sidelines to watch the rest of this tournament. She finishes the second race with a time of 10 minutes, 54 seconds.
And I gotta say, Technickle, it looked like he identified what his problems were in that first match and corrected them, because this was a race. I gotta tell you, it went from what looking like it was gonna be really one-sided to all of a sudden this being a real race.
Yes, definitely a good effort from Nick in this one. And who knows? Maybe he'll find it in himself to come back again for the next tournament we hold, because he's definitely showing quite a bit here in the matches he's had. He just ran into a couple killers on his way through these brackets. So hopefully we'll be able to see him again in a future tournament.
Definitely. And man, taking a death to Bowser there.
Ugh.
And using Lakitu strats too.
I actually found myself using Lakitu in a random late game practice run I had recently, simply because I was just fiddling around with the D-pad while spamming the start button through these stages. I just found that a little bit of a quinky-dink. Kind of an amusing one, because normally picking other opponents in this end game will waste a little bit of frames, as you have to navigate over to that character. But if you spam the D-pad quickly enough, you won't really lose all that much time. That said, another one of the competitors in this tournament, Darkwing Duck, almost religiously uses Wiggler in this end game.
Yep. And you will always lose at least one frame doing that, at least, just because of the time it takes for the cursor to head over there. And here is our winner in the channel with us. Congrats, Nicole.
She is muted.
Looks like
She is muted right now. So if she wants to chime in at any point, she can go right ahead.
Just had a rough patch.
Yeah.
Poor Bowser.
Yeah, got a bit rough there, but you got through it. So how are you feeling right now about your play?
I am not looking forward to facing Dev. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the bracket, and it basically just gets harder from here. So I'm surprised I made it as far as I did, honestly. So because Forky was like, "Oh man, you're gonna have a sick losers run," and then I started randomly always getting under 11 minutes. So I'm like, that's weird. Because if I beat Dev, then I've got to beat either Ida Bean or Darkwing, and those are both freaking legends. Then if I beat them,
yeah, that would be, what would that be? That would be that'd be the loser of me and Forky after that. Oh jeez.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's good. That's gonna be a bit of an issue, but I hear you did beat Forky twice in races you had. I think last night it was, or the night before.
Yeah, we did random Tetris Attack races last night. And yeah, I think I beat Forky twice in those out of the 4 or 5 races we did. So, it's possible.
And just
as anything's possible in this game.
And just as we were talking, Nick finally, after multiple attempts at the Bowser stage, gets through with Wiggler strats, as Darkwing likes to often use, gets through with a 15-47. So, bit unfortunate endings there for Nick, but he was definitely making the matches somewhat close. I believe this match was down to the wire. Both of you entering Bowser at roughly the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
even watching the other stream. I just decided to jump in on the call to see, but
He
because
was
I know when
ahead
I
of
was
you.
racing, he was ahead of me for a while.
Yeah, he was ahead of you for about 5 rounds, and then you had a good Kamek, and both of you jumped into Bowser at the exact same time. So it was really
Wow.
down to it.
So another really close set of races that I will have to watch later on the VOD because I wasn't watching.
Yes,
So,
I will make sure to highlight those.
Yeah, but either one of those against Paratrooper earlier in the round before this, either one of those would have lost me. So it's kind of So I don't know why I jumped on the call. I feel like I'm being interviewed. Maybe I just want to feel fancy right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. The players race, and then the participants afterwards come on to answer a few questions about how they did. But it's okay. It's okay.
Makes me feel pretty good. So another good set of races coming up next week. Please stay tuned for that, everybody.
Oh yes, we've got losers round 3 coming in this next week. This tournament has mostly been playing out like chalk. Hardly any upsets in this round. So in this tournament actually. So the seedings for losers bracket will be really close, and then we also have winners semifinals going on next week. It's me and BB Forky and Montucky and FFR Pro 21.
Yeah, and those guys definitely deserve to be there. So
Yeah,
That's gonna
the
be
top
pretty
4.
top 4, yeah.
So,
So the seating ended up working really well then, actually. So,
indeed. So that's gonna.
and I've just been pulling out the runs this tournament. I still need to highlight my PB run from last night. So
yes, congratulations. I think I timed that about 9:22. That's what I have
yeah,
listed here. So congratulations for that.
yeah, thanks. That's before this tournament started. I didn't even have a PB that was below 11. So I don't know where this came from, but it was pretty cool.
Well, keep it up, and who knows what can happen from here. Let's see. So I guess that will do it for our tournament coverage tonight. Make sure you tune in to my channel or BB Forky's channel for most, if not all, of the races that will be going on next week. And I believe Montucky has agreed to restream my match with Forky. We'll make sure to fill you in on those details as they become available. But for Demolition Derby, I Like Being Smart, and everyone else here at Puzzle General, until next time, everyone, thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.